In 1993, a 17-year-old named Ronaldo played his second professional game with Cruzeiro against Bahia. That game went 6-0, with 5 goals and an assist from the young footballer. A PSV scout went to watch him play that day, and all he wrote in his report was, "We need to sign him immediately." But what's crazy was that before Ronaldo came to Europe, he scored 44 goals and gave 15 assists. Just 17 years old.
Let's talk about Messi's 8th Ballon d'Or. But let's be honest, some players were robbed over the years. First, Iniesta, when he won the World Cup for Spain, scored the final goal and dominated midfield. Yet, Messi won it despite not scoring in the World Cup knockout stages. Then, Lewandowski, he had a historic season, scoring 60-plus goals and leading Bayern to the treble, but the award was cancelled. If it had been given, he was the clear winner. Van Dijk, one of the best defenders ever that season, he led Liverpool to the Champions League, dominated every striker, and still lost to Messi. And now Haaland, he broke records, won the Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League, and yet Messi won again because of the World Cup. Look, Messi is great, but these players deserve their moment. As for me, True that Alphonso Davies, Arnold joining Madrid, then the world has to be scared. Real Madrid are really building a super team. Perez is cooking again. He is building another Galacticos team. Imagine a team of Courtois in goal, Militao and Alaba playing centre-back, Davies and Alexander-Arnold full-backs, the midfield of Bellingham, Chouamani, Camavinga, Arda Güler, Kroos and Modric, of course, running the show in the middle. In the attack, Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Endrick will all be scary. Mark my words, Real Madrid will rule this 10 to 15 years. After Don Carlos' reign, I would like Xabi Alonso to take charge of Madrid. This team will definitely destroy Europe. Hala Madrid. If rumors are true that Alphonso Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold joining Madrid, then the world has to be scared. Real Madrid are really building a super team. Perez is cooking again. He is building another Galacticos team. Imagine a team of Courtois and Alaba playing centre-back, Davies and Alexander-Arnold full-backs, the midfield of Bellingham, Chouamani, Camavinga, Arda Güler, Kroos and Modric, of course, running the show in the middle. In the attack, Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Endrick will all be scary. Mark my words, Real Madrid will rule this 10 to 15 years. After Don Carlos' reign, I would like Xabi Alonso to take charge of Madrid. This team will definitely destroy Europe. Hala Madrid.
When you're being asked to stand by, sometimes behind the scene, if you don't know what it means, doesn't really mean you have to stand by. Like, you stand up, you're here to give it all right on the show. Welcome to the Sports Republic show right here on Voice of the People TV. My name is Kizuke. So I need to talk about sports now and let you know all you need to know that transpired. But we like to start from the home soil. Yes, it's a very big one. And the Nigeria Super Eagles story looks one way. And we saw one ultimatum, like a talk about, and people are saying they should come together, and I don't understand, supporters club. The news, don't worry, we'll tell you all of that. Don't forget, today comes the very big one, the Champions League playoff, where we'll see the whole lot of match, Brest, Paris Saint-Germain, the biggest of them all tonight will be Man City, Real Madrid. But let's start with admiration. There's someone who we call the Cameroon 1988 AFCON winning coach, Claude Leroy. He has tipped the Nigerian Super Eagles as well, host country Morocco, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Egypt, and Algeria as a favorite to contend for the title in December. The 2025 tournament will be played from December 21 to January 18, 2026 across 6 cities in Morocco. So for those who are asking questions like Kizzy K, when is the time? When are we going to see the Nations Cup? It's coming for December. So we are in, this is February already. So December 21 it starts and ends January 18, 2026. So it's like the first time I'll be crossing to see the Nations Cup being played at this point. And don't forget that same 2026, we have the World Cup in that very one. But Nigeria finished as runners-up at the last tournament, losing to host Ivory Coast in the final. And they will be seeking a 4th continental title, having been drawn into groups alongside Tunisia, Uganda, and Tanzania, regardless. Now, with a proud AFCON history for the Super Eagles that includes 16 medals, 3 gold, 5 silverwares, 8 bronze, Nigeria will once again be among the tournament favorites And Leroy sees this as well. Logically, they, Morocco, according to him, are the biggest favorite for this very one. But can I even tell you something, right? This one I'm talking about is because Leroy said so, right? It's not like we were among the top 5. When CAF brought out the top 5 most, let's say, the favorite of them all to win the AFCON 2025, Nigeria was not there. Nigeria was not called, so nobody's seen it. But for Leroy, he knows the Super Eagles very well. So in other words, it means that yes, we are good to go. He went as far as saying Senegal, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Algeria, and Egypt is always a formidable opponent in this competition. And he said we must be careful with South Africa, which continues to progress thanks to very good coach. And also, Cameroon is one of the countryside that are very, very difficult to beat, according to the man. Leroy, you need to know, famously led Cameroon to victory at the 1988 AFCON, last time Morocco hosted the tournament, and they defeated Nigeria 1-0 in the final, thanks to goal from Emmanuel Kounde's penalty. But let's quickly go off that one and tell you more on the show now. That's a talk about the Supporters Club of Nigeria. You're asking question, what about the Supporters Club? What's the news? Okay, we have the NFF, we have the NSC. Nigerian Football Federation, Nigerian Sports Commission, National Sports Commission, you know that. Now, let's look into this part now. Ahead of the crucial 26th World Cup qualifier next month, chieftain of the Nigerian Football Federation Thursday has given the amalgamation of Nigerian Football Supporters Club 7 days to unite and form one body to ensure all hands are on deck to redeem the World Cup tickets. We know we want to be at the World Cup, everybody knows. But moving on, the meeting took place at the Sunday Dakar House Package B of the MKO National Stadium, Abuja, with several key stakeholders in attendance. The Supporters Club will be in Abuja next week to finalize the proposal. But let me tell you quickly on this one. The NFF also mandated all the fragmented Supporters Club to dissolve their bodies and come up with a new name with the aim of registering one body for the association with election and the offing of the elect new officers that will run the affair of the new club. VOP Sports exclusively gathered that one of the body expressed reservation about the move, insisting that they have the board of trustees and council of elders that will determine whether to accept the proposal or not. Now, meanwhile, the National Sport Commission talk about NSA chairman Malam Shehu Diko welcomed the amalgamation of Nigerian Football Supporters Club in his office in Abuja yesterday evening. Speaking through members of the delegation, Mr. Vincent Okumagba, they pointed out that they had honored the meeting summoned by the Nigerian Football Federation NFF to the effect of having a unified group and came to the brief that the chairman on their location to settle their word and sword for the good of Nigerian football in particular and sports in general. The NSC chairman urged the groups to intensify efforts to unify for the ultimate good of Nigerian football. His words, he said, you must come together and work as a group so that we can achieve the desired goal. When we are all working together towards the same goal, success is guaranteed. When you see the army and police marching, they march at the same time. But once one person falters, everything comes to zero. But Sheikh Diko also went as far as saying, I am very happy that this meeting has been held, and I can see that all key actors are in this presence. And he said it shows commitment. We want everyone to be in one supporters club, but we won't be the ones to force you to be in one group. You have to meet and agree to be in one. You have to unite in the interest of the sports you all claim you love. We like Nigeria, right? Now, Madam Shehu Diko also reminded the delegations of the immediate task of ensuring that the Super Eagles secure the World Cup ticket. So I think maybe let's even say it, right? Let me even say it. Maybe from their own, what's the word? From their own space, they're already doing what they can do or what they will do to see that Nigeria make it to the World Cup. Because Shehu Diko has come to say our task now is to make sure that we get the World Cup ticket. We have to be focused and put all energy to get that done. What is home advantage when the supporters are not behind you as a group? We all need to come together and sing in one voice to give our players the home advantage they need. He pledged the commission's support to the supporters club in their quest to rally support for the national team. Shehu Diko concluded by saying, we are in the commission, myself, my DG, the staff are fully supporting and enforcing this move to have a unified group. We are here to render any support you need from us. Now, let me talk about those who were in that very one. You could say dignitaries. In attendance, we have Vincent Okumagba, President of Supporters Club, President of Supporters Club for the Super Eagles, Honorable Sunday Gulong, President of Nigerian Eagles Supporters Club, Ambassador Abimbola Ariyo, National Secretary General Eagles Supporters Club, Ambassador Kemi that's the name Okunfu, I beg your pardon, President Football Fans Club of Nigeria, Omar Shehu, Northern Coordinator Sports for the Super Eagles Supporters Club, Mr. Dele Onifade, Treasurer Football Fans Supporters Club, Yusuf Javiu, Chairman Authentic Supporters Club, and in that very one, Abuja. And we have Prince Abayomi, President Authentic Supporters Club, all of these names. Abdulkadir Salisu, Secretary General of Super Eagles Supporters Club. So these are the people who graced that very event for this one. But let's switch it and let's talk about this all quickly. There's a news also. We talked about this one. Let me bring this to you because of those people who were asking a question about the door of Nigerian players who wants to apply the trade abroad, who wants to be in this part. Now, we heard the news about this where the word is switch of allegiance, right? We'll tell you about Stanley Nwabili, what happened to Nwabili, what's really going on. We'll tell you all of those things. But for now, let's quickly get on this one. Let's talk about NFF decision on this one. It wasn't long we talked about who Connie Chukwuemeka and then what's his name again? Leslie Ugochukwu. You know, this guy's very big. This one's Donny Madike and Connie. But let me tell you, the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has said that they are the ones to decide if Chelsea do of Connie Chukwuemeka, who is currently playing for Dortmund on loan, and Leslie Ugochukwu, who is at Southampton on loan, will play for the national team. This is in response to speculation that both midfielders have applied to FIFA for a switch of international allegiance. So you need to know that news is false. NFF has now labeled the news as fake and insisted that the players are not the ones who submit the paperwork for the switch. Now, BBC journalist Oluwashina Okeleji, writing on X, formerly known as Twitter, a top NFF official, has denied reports that Connie Chukwuemeka and Leslie Ugochukwu have submitted their papers for a switch of nationality to represent Nigeria. He said, only a federation can apply on behalf of players if they intend to switch. So news circulating now is a fake news. Please don't believe that. Debunk it. They went as far as saying the rumors have suggested that Chukwuemeka and Ugochukwu were set to join the Super Eagles squad ahead of the 23 match World Qualifier game against Zimbabwe and Rwanda. Both players who have represented England and France respectively at youth level are eligible to represent Nigeria through their heritage, with newly appointed head coach Eric Chelle yet to announce his final official squad. Speculations continue to swell over potential call-ups. So please debunk that message. Don't even believe in that one for now. Like the writer said, it's not on these players to make a call, international switch. It's not on them to do that. So there's an FA, there's a body governing that very one. But let me quickly say this, right? Do we really need these guys in the national team? I saw a post about Noni Madueke. Let me see if I can get that on my mobile. Noni Madueke rightly said something the other time. He's not in this one. He's already committed to the Three Lions of England, so he can't play for Nigeria anymore. But I saw a post somewhere. Let me quickly bring that to you, what he said. He said, I loved going to Nigeria. When I was younger, we would fly to Lagos and then get a boat to Banana Island. That's about Noni Madueke. Or Lekki Phase 1. We would just go there and chill. It was cool. So he still remembers Nigeria. But about players wanting to apply their nationality of Nigerian descent, how good is this? Very well. I'm liking what Chelle is doing. The last time we had this move, all of this talk and speculations. See, they always say in every atom of rumor that's a single, maybe a truth, right? Now, the last time we had all this players switching, from where the place of birth to nationality or where they are supposed to be, was a match of Phoenix tenor. But this time around, it's a different ballgame because it's a Chelle making this move. Eric Chelle is the one making this move for himself. So, he gets the support from the NFF, he gets the support from the NSC, no doubt. But for a manager like him to want to do some of those things, it works. I think he's really ready for the job. I think he's ready for the task. I think he's here to stay. No disrespect, to anyone who has been here before. But I must say this, Eric Chelle is not done bad either. See, what I've seen in these short days, like these few days, I must give him a good recommendation and commendation. I must commend him for how far he's gone, going to a trip, seeing of these players and trying to make them understand that we need to play for Nigeria. And I'm the coach now, so let's get it right. The World Cup is the biggest of them all. But let's talk about this man because we talked about him traveling. Eric Chelle, there is a news now. Eric Chelle returns to watch MPFL matches after European tour. So it's a segment, and I'm liking it. What does he want to do? He's seen these players abroad, right? He's seen them, he's talking to them, he's having a chit-chat with them. He wants to bring them to the team and make them understand that I'm the new gaffer. Like our guest yesterday rightly said, our correspondent from Edo State, in the person of Ayola Adeleke, he said he cannot travel around the world, but he can go travel around Europe. And he says most of our players who play that trade in Europe is not that so far. Talk about England to France, it's just a move. So I was not surprised to see him make a move. I wasn't surprised, sincerely, to see him make a move from England to France. I was not surprised, you know. So he's going to tour, he's going to keep moving and do what he loves to do. But the good news of this one is that Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle will return to the country before the end of the month. To do what? To scout players in the Nigerian Premier Football League, NPFL. You know why I like this one? I'm liking it because he knows that our players in the NPFL wants to be part of the national team. So if he's going to do this like he has rightly said, I must commend him. But let me tell you, Chelle, who was appointed as Super Eagles head coach in January, is currently on the tour of Europe to meet the team, talk about top players. We did bring that to you yesterday. The Malian, along with his first assistant, Hedi Tabubi, visited England-based Dawson, you know, to see Alexa Wobi with you know, these big players. They also went to France to meet Finance winger Moses Simon in France. Chelle would continue this tour this week. And we'll watch a number of MPFL matches upon his return to Nigeria. I love this. Amazing. Like, I mean, I'm loving this. I must say, now the Super Eagles will be up against the Marvel B of Rwanda in the 2016 FIFA World Cup qualifying match, Day 5 encounter in Kigali on Friday, March 21. Nigeria will face the Warriors of Zimbabwe next after that very game, and then we will play at our best stadium. That's Nigerian best stadium. We cannot afford to lose that one. We must win that game. But let me say this. Let me bring this to your notice, right? If you know the NPFL, if you know the before it's formerly called Nigeria Professional Football League. Some people question and say there's nothing professional about them. So sorry, no disrespect. But right now, Davis Nomi, head of operation, is doing well. You know, Benga Legbelea is also not doing bad either. The NPFL is getting better. They might have not gotten to the phase we want them to be, no doubt. But are they trying? Yes. Are they doing well? Yes. We've seen the home syndrome. I mean, I played in the league, right? I played in Qualifiers United for some seasons, so I know these things. See, back in the days when a player gets injured, you begin to see some of this. I don't want to call names. Some of this medical. What's the word? It's not you say medical things are not looking so right. I mean, some unprofessional, but it's a different ball game now. It's been televised on cables. The home syndrome, like home must win, is a different ball game. It's changed. It's no more like it used to be. So I would say we are getting better. We are going somewhere. We're getting close, right? We are getting. We want to get to a level whereby people can emulate. We want to see. I think one of the time I recall was Ifanyuba. He had some Brazilian players in this team, but I felt like that was money call. But want to see players from Rwanda, Tanzania. I'm not even going to Europe now. Europe will be very good. But want to see players who play that trade in Egyptian league, the Tunisian side, or the North African side wanting to play in the MPFL. That would be so big. That would be so good. It would be so huge. If that ever happens, trust me, Nigeria is going somewhere. Because the truth of the matter is that we don't see our sports as a business. We don't even know what we have. Do you know, someone called me on the phone the other day and like, tell me, I'm a lady actually. I said, Kizike, please tell me, how does club sites make their money? And like, you don't even know. Revenue-wise is big. Ticket sales, social media, commercial one is big. So are we seeing this happen? Sometimes when I see games currently in MPFL, when I see games in Nigeria Premier Football League, when I see some of those games, I'll begin to see one side pitch, like one side where you have people seeing the game, the other side is empty. But that's not how it was before. When they had stationaries, old clubs, you know, the Iwayan National, with that name, we know Heartland now. So all those, at that point, 3SC, that shooting star currently the oldest club. It's a different ball game. People vibe to watch Canopilas play. The stadiums are always full. Can we go back? Can I even shock you? In Lagos, Nigeria, or the island, because in Lagos we have the mainland and we have the island. In the island, I went there, I was having a haircut. One of the MPFL players, I don't want to call his name, he came in to have a haircut. Nobody noticed him. Nobody knew him. He had his haircut. I knew him because I was on this job, right? I knew him because I talk about his club side, but nobody knew him. You're blessing a normal person, enter. Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling cannot go to a salon in UK and nobody would. I mean, the publicity is poor. It's even recently that they're now trying. Some club sides, they never have social media. They don't, it's crazy. And you want people to invest in what you do. So I think it's the gradual process we are changing now. So like the modernity time has dawned on the Nigerian Premier Football League. Now they are making sure everything looks very right. And trust me, if we can continue this way, the sky will not be our limit, but rather our stepping stone. But quickly, let's talk about one man in the news. Coach of the Chippa United react to blunder by Super Eagles goalkeeper, unplanned error. Stanley Nwabili is in the news. Let me even say this right. In the world of football, we have managers, we have coach. Maybe one of the days I have to come and talk about this on air. We have coach, we have first team coach, we have the manager. Now, if you're a first team coach, your concern is basically more on the pitch, the exercise, the training, everything. First team coach, you're a first team coach. Ateta was a first team coach at some point with City, but Pep Guardiola was the manager. Now, a manager's role sometimes, majorly most times, they oversee transfer. They know about it's like everything about this. Now, in the course of a manager, we have man management. It's not all coaches, not all managers have that man management prowess. Let me take you back a bit to Manchester United. Talk about Nwabili. Manchester United, I recall when they had, what's the name? The Brazilian with the head, what's the name? Anderson. Yeah, they had Anderson at some point. And Anderson was doing what he loves to do, playing, training. But Sir Alex Ferguson looked at him and like, bro, you're not doing all right. Are you okay? You're not doing well. So he was playing the game, but Ferguson was able, because I call him the number one man manager. Ferguson is like a father figure. He knows you well. So he don't just manages you on the team. He sees you the in and out. He tells you what you eat. That's like a manager's figure. Not all managers have these qualities. And he told Anderson, he said, you cannot play now. You need to rest. Something's going on. And lo and behold, Anderson was really going through a lot. Ronaldo also had that segmented issue. And he told Ronaldo, you need to go on a break. Go to America. Go have fun. He came back with a scandal. But what am I trying to say? It's about managers and coaches knowing when a player psychologically is not okay. Now let's talk about Stanley Nwabili. You might be wondering why I'm saying this. Head coach of Premier South African side, Chippa United, has admitted his mistake in playing international goalkeeper Super Eagles number 1, Stanley Nwabili, in their loss to TS Galaxy. Now, Nwabili, Stanley, our number 1, the man you love so well, he's big in front of goals, right? Stanley Nwabili, who is back in goal after losing both parents within a space of 2 months, and he made a very costly error when he was attempting to quickly release the ball to a teammate. He instead handed the ball directly to Demis Solzvich, who scored a decisive goal with just 10 minutes from full time. Now, let me tell you, after that match, the coach was asked a question about the decision to play Nwabili, who is yet to fully recover from the effect of losing both of his parents within a space of 2 months. The coach September went as far as saying, a good game from us. I think we did everything we wanted to do, but it's football. But you know the funny part about this story, right? The coach finally admitted that he should have listened to the 28-year-old goalkeeper who asked him, who said, I want to be left out of this game. And he said, because my goalkeeper trainers also did tell me he was not okay today and he wanted to rest. He's going through a lot. Him being the number 1 goalkeeper, I've pushed him and I said he must play. He rounded up by praising Nwabili for his performance before and after the blunder. This man you have on your screen, I'm not sounding Nigerian now, but I know him well. He loves to do it right. He hates to be on the bad side. But just like the picture tells, Nwabili did very, 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 what's the word? A costly blunder, right? That cost his team that loss against Galaxy side. But the coach did not listen to his instinct. I mean, I'm not blaming him, but I just, like Riley said, it's not all of the coaches that have this management. If you have it, you have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. That's just what it is. So Nwabili is in the story, and then I wish him all of the best. He needs to be calm. He needs to be calm. He needs to See, they need to let him rest. If you know what it means to lose both parents, not be saying one, no, two, in the space of 2 months. When people were celebrating Happy New Year, going to churches for crossover night, he was mourning. And all we can do is to commiserate with him. But guess what? It's a pain that lives with him forever. And that's what it is. So Nwabili, I would say, even, okay, now let's even talk about, now that we have the World Cup qualifiers coming. We have the World Cup qualifying game coming in Rwanda. At this point, I don't know who would man the post. Is he our fine boy, no pimples? What's his name? My guy, Madako Koye. Are we going to go back to Joe Noroleke? Are we going to go to the NFL to pick goalkeepers? Do we even have a goalkeeper structure? Thank God for Nwabili. I must say, you know why? Pesero, anytime I talk about the Nwabili, I will remember Pesero. Pesero visited South African side, PSL. He went to Chippa United to talk to Nwabili. If you follow Nwabili's story in MPFL, if you follow his story, you know that he struggled. He was almost giving up. Castina United, I think he had a flair with Enyimba. He didn't really have a good time in the MPFL. He made a move to Chippa United, who are down the pecking order in South Africa. Not really a big side. Big side by orientation, but are they one of the best like club side we know? Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs, all of these club side, you know, Orlando Pirates, are they? But he's in the league. And what matters is that he's the first man who is the number one. See, the coach believes him, the coach likes him. Everybody knows me, I like him normally. But the question is Stanley Nwabili fit enough to go for our next game? Is he fit enough to contest? Is he fit enough to man the post? Is he fit enough to be in contention in Amavubi, in Kigali, with the Warriors, with those guys? I mean, Eric Chelle would know better. It's not me. I'm just here to do the job. It's not me to decide who gets to, you know, to be the number one. He's still our number one, but at this point, psychologically, mentally, physically, is he trained? Is he good enough? Is he ready? You know when they say this guy is fit, they say player they fit. Is they fit? Fitness not be just by maybe just they okay. Sometimes you might be fit physically, but mentally you're down. It does not work for me. You can't play the game. The game is a game of intellect and discipline. The game is a game of the mind, because you're checking, you're scanning. When your ball is coming, if you're a midfielder, you know well. When the ball, you're scanning, you're checking your side, you're seeing it. So if you're not mentally sound, you can't play the game. So at this point, the truth of the matter remains that Stanley Nwabili is not mentally sound, maybe physically sound, but then deranged on one part. So let's give Nwabili that rest. Let Nwabili rest. Let me rest. Yes, let him rest. I'm just on that part. See, when I talk about Stanley Nwabili, it's so bad that at this point we are going to a must-win match. That match where they go play now, do or die. Our next game is a do. See, match 21 now, do or die game. That day, the last time when I carry my jersey come here, Nigeria go lose match. So the last time I go hang am because man not go do now, we can't go lose am, but God not go agree. But God forbid not they walk. Oh. God forbid not they walk. We live by grace of God. That one they walk. You say God forbid. You get many countries where say they plan, say they prepare. I say that they plan, so I say they plan. When I go say God forbid, we need to work hard. These players on their own. A person talk say you cannot blame LFF, blame Richelle on their own perspective. Ideally, are they ready for this encounter? Do they want to go into this game big? Do they want to come alive in big moment? That's what big players does. May they team up, may they talk to themselves, say this match will die here. And Lukman wants to be at the World Cup. Osimhen wants to be at the World Cup. Truth Ekong knows this going on. I mean, this age is drastically going down, right? He needs to be at the World Cup. These guys literally, they want to see. Personally, I know. Because it was so shameful that 2022 we missed out. So if we do miss out this time around, it will be consecutively, like twice. And nobody, I mean, that doesn't sound good for Nigeria. Football, no. The biggest brand is Super Eagles. So we need to be at the World Cup. So that match we'll get for match, not be match, say they want to go to do testing. Bring this one, test time. Yesterday, my guest misquoted me. I mean, he misunderstood me on the show. When I was talking, he felt I was saying the new guys, all the series that you should get that. No, you don't change the winning team now. You don't tweak the win. You don't. No. You leave it like that. You don't change the winning team. Now, what I'm only saying is, additionally, some players should be called up. If they are not called up before, bring them on. But we want to see a side that would play the game to a high level. Do you know what Eric Chelle told us? He said, "I'm a coach that attacks. I'm a playing coach." Pesero not to do bad now. What was the bad thing Pesero did? The only bad thing Pesero was doing during his time was that he wasn't, he never had the flair. But Barcelona is a lock game now. If you give one answer, you don't lock everywhere. Shop don't close now. Everywhere will go out. They break everywhere, boss. But at this point in time, we want to dominate. So that if team want collabo when they go suffer, we go play you. See, you know why I like the La Masia people? You know why I like Pep Guardiola? You see Guardiola? You see Enrique? That's the thing Arteta is actually doing right now. Enzo Maresca see the learn small work. You go suffer. See, their mentality of the game is that we want to play this game. Losing the ball is their biggest nightmare. They don't like to lose the ball. So that's how Nigeria wants to be. We want to play. We want to own every of the game. Maybe they play teams, really they suffer. If you don't give 1-0, before you collect ball, you go no. Okay, now quickly let's talk about this one. Let's wrap up this talk about only one player is applied for this one. For the Doe, we'll talk about the viral report of the decision of unknown Chelsea midfielder Doe, Kane Chukwuemeka and Leslie Gochukwu. It's been termed as inaccurate by the chieftain of the Nigerian football. Speaking to reports in the condition of anonymity, the FA chief, who is part of the technical decision-making body for the football house, cleared the air on the stage of the door as it concerns playing for the Super Eagles. Please, anybody let us say, you see that picture when I see, not be don't wait for me to, the one waiting for me to, don't wait for me to, not the play for us again. Now Nigeria will be that. You see that waiting me to, when I can't swim. Now they call non-imadeke, I like I play ball, but you don't come on, not there for. Now the one waiting for the side, if you look at their face, you can see they're fine boys. They're good, they're young. We need agility for our midfield. Chukwuemeka cannot go touch ball now because I play ball. Leslie Oshikwu needs to learn on the game. They are good. And both different descents. They are eligible to play for both sides. I mean, Kane can play for the English side. What would they call him? Leslie Oshikwu can play for Nigeria or France. Would they call him? His mom is French. But the FA chief have come to say they are not in the list of players for the World Cup qualifiers in March. Rather, they are in an enlarged list of players submitted by the technical director of the NFF. Augustine Iguavo also have talked about it. He now went as far as saying it's now up to Eric Chelle to convince them to switch to Nigeria. For Chukwuemeka, it's all positive for some time now. But that of Ugochukwu, I'm not sure. He wants to play for Nigeria after breaking into the French setup. Like I said, according to the FA chief, he said, they are not in the consideration of the game coming up. So if we decide, we'll make them make that switch. He, however, said one player is already in the process of switching his nationality to Nigeria, and the required documents have been forwarded to FIFA for consideration. This one achieved the talk, could not be me. He said, I can tell you that one paper is already neck deep in the process, but I'm sorry, I can't reveal his identity for now. He's only one that has formally applied to play for Nigeria, and we are working on it. Whose report do you believe on this very one? Let's even say it. Let's even sound it. Do you want to see these guys play for Nigeria? Let's do it right. Convincing them not easy. It's not easy at all. Because, see, you might not understand. Sometimes people say they're always forming big boys. They don't play for Nigeria. Don't beg them. It's not easy to convince them. I know what I'm saying. If you live all your life in the UK, in London, if you're born in London or you left when you're 2, it's not easy to make a call. It's not easy to come back to Nigeria to play for this country. It's not easy. It takes a whole lot to convince them. Because sometimes, if it was me, I mean, a lot of these guys did that. They went back to the drawing board to go and check the ex-players who plied the trade, who was born in the UK and Nigeria players. How do they treat them? Let's keep that aside. How do we treat our ex-players? All this should be put into consideration. Can I tell you, when you play for the British side, I don't think it's only England. When you play, your fashion look at it play better, right? When you play for Moscow, when you play football for nationality sides, well organized, no disrespect to Nigeria, if you get committed, 7 games, 8 games, it still speaks for you. Who's talking about Rashidi Yekini today? Blessed memory. We only remember them for one thing or the other. Who is talking about Thompson Oliha for now? He's late today. Let me talk about the late ones. Rest in peace. Who is talking about Okechukwu, the leader? Stephen Keshi Okechukwu. Delta people. Delta, a place in Nigeria. They know they had to that stadium, when I was in Asaba at that point, they had to rename that stadium after his name. Stephen Keshi Stadium. We've seen this it's not just about Nigeria. It happens in the UK. It happens in America. It happens in all places. People have to rename a place after them because their legacy lives on forever. Do we still remember our ex? Some of our ex-players, they don't even get money. People who have represented Nigeria to a high level. That's a big shame for me. You've played for Nigeria, you represent Nigeria to the highest level, You've been here before, and up till date, no one is talking about you. The way some of them even die, and they vest me, and they take that away. Nobody they talk about them again. And they one time wore the jersey of the Super Eagles. Who does that? Now, player we say the day UK, now you go just say, but they don't even come, just day. They're not losing anything now. They have nothing to lose at some point. But with the way I'm saying the Nigerian Football Federation at this point, I'm taking it as a change coming. Not be the change they tell us for election. No. I'm taking it as a change coming. Let's do it right. Let's manage our players well. Let's give them the love and support that they need. Not be this way they don't tell you support. Support is big. For the fact that you've won that jersey is, see, you didn't see a player in the squad with a kiss arm. It's big now. It's a big badge. Now, do you know what happens when you play for the countryside, you're wearing a jersey, it's a heavy load. Load of effort now it be. Because you're representing the country and people know that this is a job. It's a duty. It's a national call. It's a responsibility. That's how big it is. May they manage give me 1 or 2 cups like this. I know, thank God. Testimony for church go bust. Maybe go play for Super Eagles. Maybe they give me chance. Everywhere go bust now. Testimony everywhere. Why am I saying this? It's a good thing to be part of Nigerian national team, but I want us to help ourselves. Taribo West came out one day, never to take. He said they were owing him. He said even he with Taribo West don't lose count of how much they owe him. We've seen this news. How does this news sound? All of this news does not sound well. We don't want to hear things like this. It doesn't sound well. They don't forget how much they did. So what's the name? Samson Siasi, I had him on the radio the other time. And I was talking to him and he was telling me something that was very funny. He said, when we won the Nations Cup in 1994, USA 94, he said to me, they promised us house in Abuja, Guadalajara, so we were saying a lot of things. And he said what? He said, still today, some of them have never seen the house. May they not give us manifesto when not they manifesto. I beg. You don't say sometimes politicians when they come and they will tell us, nobody will come to at the end of that beg. Now we're talking about dual nationality, we're talking about people wanting to switch. We're talking about who wants to play for Nigeria. You want to play for Nigeria. Is it worth dying for? Is it worth playing for? It's not me to judge. It's not me to say it. We'll go check the drawing board. Let's see how it goes. Before they go talk, now they say, one presenter for VOP TV, don't talk. Go carry on. It's clear. It's crystal clear. Everybody can see. The world can see. You and I can see. You know. They want to play for Nigeria. It's okay to play for Nigeria. Of course. We play to Nigeria, our country, every time they talk normally. But how have we treated our ex? You know, sometimes when people say things like presenters come on air and say things, people begin to feel like they're just talking. And they tell you it's a proof day. I would defend it. I've had ex-internationals on my show and they say these things. So if I never played to that level, never represented the national team, they have played to that level and they know. So when they come out and talk this thing, it's a social media era. The world picks it. If a Siasa will come out, come talk, say, I play for Nigeria, the house then they give us, we don't even see, I'll never. That's go smooth now. But I don't like problems alone. I like to prefer solution. I don't want us to continue being in after all is said and done. More is said and done. But let me keep that on the side. Let's talk about the headmaster himself. Two-time FIFA World Cup past master, you call him, headmaster Nigerian International Mutia Adekoju has urged Eric Chelle to ensure that the Super Eagles play with gusto in the drive to secure a ticket in the World Cup Mundial tournament hosted by USA, Canada, and Mexico. Now, ahead of that eagerly awaited encounter, Mutia Adekoju, who was in the storied Nigerian squad that earned a maiden FIFA World Cup appearance at the USA 94, as well as being one of the scorers in the France 98, said the current squad has been limited in style. That's what an approach in recent time. He added that Eric Chelle must ensure that the Super Eagles henceforth play not only to win but to dominate the team. Exactly like I've already said, we don't just want to be winning games. We want to see when will they play, when will they dominate. If they play Nigeria, we don't say they play ball. Now, Adekoju in his words said, Eric Chelle has a lot in terms of managing the players because they all are big players in their own right. But he has to put all of these resources together. Adekoju fondly called the headmaster, that's his name, for his knack of scoring headers, including the glancing opener in the 3-2 defeat to Spain in the France 98 World Cup in the heyday stated. You know France 98, Abi? See that France 98 match for Spain. I know for them how much we play against Spain. I don't forget that shot where Olise play. You get one thing what actually Yakini do for up. I say, this one a player. He said he has to manage them in such a way that when they are on the field, they will be able to combine. combine together and put all their resources together and make the team very solid. In a related development as well, former Nigerian international goalkeeper Greg Etafia has applauded Eric Chelle for scoring to Europe to confide with players, and this works. He said, for me, for the coach to go visiting the players, I think it's a good thing. I think trying to familiarize himself with the players, especially the established ones, since he cannot reach out to everyone, but the close ones, I mean, it's key. So I think everybody's really applauding Eric Chelle for what he has done, right? I think people are really giving him that credit. You know, okay, let me quickly say on this one. I have this comment, Osakwe Ogochoko, that's the name, saying, nice one, thank you so much. Then Buranga Pin says, Rwanda have strong players who play in three positions, that's the word. And also when as far as saying, I think you remember him. This one now, this comment now when I read, keep your comments coming. But this one when I read now is big. Nigerian country, but I'm scared. I'm very scared of that game. Do you know why? In this World Cup qualifier, apart from the fact that we are fifth down the pecking order, do you know why I'm scared? We don't want a team that will spoil what we've built or where we want to be. No disrespect, but we just imagine them. I know they disrespect them, but we're not vex. Imagine say for that group that Rwanda go World Cup. My friend asked me, so what they want to do? We can't do Zimbabwe go World Cup. The reason now. See, South Africa is one side I will talk about now, and I'll tell you one reason why Eric Chelle, I don't want to say he's scared of them, but he knows that they know these things. You see Rwanda match 51. You see Zimbabwe match. You see these two matches. It's strong. Do you know what those two matches will do for Nigeria? If we win them, we are moving. It means that we are edging somewhere. But if we lose one, we might just be kissing goodbye to the World Cup. If we draw one, see, we place ourselves on a level that draw is not an option. We don't even need draw. You need to win all your games. You know, the last time we played in Rwanda, you know what they did? They like to block everywhere. But okay, let's see how that goes. Quickly, let's talk about let me tell you about Eric Chelle on this one now. According to reports, the coach would want to play. He has told the NFF, Eric Chelle has told the NFF that he wants to play country alike like South African side. He said Bafana Bafana are front runners in the Group C of the 2026 World Cup qualifier with 7 points from 4 matches, and he has asked the NFF to get the Super Eagles a friendly in June against an African team who plays similar style like Bafana Bafana of South Africa. Eric Chelle is being proactive because in September, the Super Eagles will be a quest playing against the South African side, and then he wants to get it all right. But now let's talk about the big one coming up tonight. Big games, big players coming alive and big moments. Let's get into the Champions League. Where will you be? Don't miss out. 6:45, the early kickoff will be Brest. Like a friend, that will be like a Ligue 1 game. Paris Saint-Germain away from home against Brest side. But I think the big of them all is the Real Madrid game. But let's give you the games to be played today in the Champions League so you see for yourself and you just get locked. Don't miss out. We have the rest game for 9 p.m. and it will be so interesting because I personally cannot wait to see how that game goes on. We'll see. Generally, for Wednesday, this game is different. But for Tuesday, we'll have Brest, Paris Saint-Germain, Man City, Real Madrid, Juventus, PSV, Eindhoven, Sporting, Lisbon will play against Borussia Dortmund. That's the game we'll be seeing today. Don't forget, Luis Enrique, it's a playoff time and it's a knockout phase. So it's a home and away. So people ask questions like, Champions League, is it not? Yeah, it's home and away. But teams like other Arsenal, other, what do they call them? Barcelona, Liverpool, they don't fly. They don't go, so it's big. But let me quickly tell you this. The game that I'll be looking out for tonight that I can't wait to see would be the Real Madrid game. Real Madrid away from home. And I tell you, they have a lot of defenders who are out injured. So Man City can hunt or could hunt them. But let's talk about Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. So you see their record in the Champions League and you know how big it is. Where's the bars? Let's talk about this. Now, Haaland, 47 goals, 47 games. Haaland, 47 goals, 47 games in the Champions League. Tomorrow you go tell me that one to be world class. Who be that? Who they talking? About shift. Haaland. Haaland is a world class now. Now, Mbappe in the Champions League, 51 goals, 81 games. Tonight is the big night. Tonight is the big night that I tell you that this side of Pep Guardiola, after getting that result against Leyton Orient 2-1 and losing, that's like a hammering. Arsenal knocked them 5-1. You see that result? Now, he'll be coming here to get it right. Don't forget, Atletico Madrid also played away from home to Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid, and it was 1-1. So tonight, all of the games are big, don't get me wrong, but I'm just talking about the biggest of them all. And it's funny to see that how one of these sides will not make it to the round of 16, and I'm feeling so bad about this. Someone even went as far as saying that the reason why the Champions League is like this, blah, 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 they don't want Real Madrid to make. So these are the fixtures. So this one you see, or you have it on your screen, is for today and tomorrow. But all we love to do for you is to tell you more about this. But for today, Brest, Paris Saint-Germain. For today we see Brest, Paris Saint-Germain, Juventus, PSV, Man City, Madrid, and then we have that Dortmund game coming up as well. So these are the games that we played today. Don't miss out on any of these Champions League games because I personally cannot wait to see how it goes. But quickly, let me talk about the home side a bit before I call it a close on the show now. You know one thing about Man City, like Amali said, they hate to lose the ball. But it's a classic game. It's a game that you call master against master. It's a game of coaches. It's a game of masterclass. It's a game of outstanding positioning. Man City are dangerous. They know that they have tired legs already. No Rodri, but as a Kovacic, they want to cover all of the space. They lost Kyle Walker because, of course, age. They want to make sure that they get it right. They would want to punish Madrid. And you know Haaland, you don't want to give him the space because KDB will want to be involved in this game. They already got the Mamamouche, they got Victor Rich, they've got Kosa now, they've got players. They are wanting to make sure that they can get it right in this phase. But I look at the Madrid setup. Someone said the advantage Madrid have is that the second leg will be at Santiago Bernabeu. Do you know what they do? They contain you. Madrid is a big club. The experience is top notch. I don't know how Florentino Perez does it. When you come to Madrid, he takes you to the trophy room and he tells you, this is the trophy. You want to put your name on this place, you have to work hard. And I'm beginning to wonder if Jude Bellingham just got to the club. Look at the way he's playing. Look at his mentality. It's crazy, top notch. Rodrigo from the right, very dangerous. Fede Valverde in the midfield. So it's a game of class. You talk about City. They are okay. They are good to go. Ruben, what's his name? Diaz. Ruben Diaz is there. They have quality players. Kosanov, just maybe not got a start. They have, the Josko Vadio, the former RB Leipzig player. So they are good to go. So it's a game of class. Now they're up front, their line, Phil Foden, amazing player. Mamamouche, dangerous guy, So when you look into that team, you see that they have what it takes to score goals. Kevin De Bruyne is there, so they are good to go. But for Real Madrid, if there's anything Madrid does is to contain teams like that. But also another team again that we should be looking out for. I think it's a win for me today. PSG wins their match, I'm just saying. Luis Enrique, the La Masia King as well, knows how to make sure this one goes well. When you look at their midfield, you begin to see highly compacted. João Neves, Vitinha, Luis, the Spanish guy, Fabian Ruiz. If Fabian Ruiz does not get a start, they bring in that man, Zaire Emery. So they are good to go. So it's a very big game. I want to urge you to make sure you see that very game. For tomorrow, we'll tell you more because our own brother will be in the contention. Tomorrow, we'll see. It would have been a Nigerian fight, but let's leave it. Lukman is not available. Lukman not defeat. But, he's injured. But you see Club Brugge, Onyedika will be there tomorrow. We'll talk about that man tomorrow. But this is all we can give you. Please, I beg you, make sure you see all of those games. Make sure you see all of those games today. And the early kickoff will be Brest against Paris Saint-Germain like they know themselves in the League One. Thank you so much, Lagos City and beyond. Thank you so much for doing this with me. Tomorrow will be another time on the show. Make sure you join the show. And the show time will be 11 a.m. Nigerian time. Don't also forget to subscribe to our channel and also that notification button. Just click on the bell. Each time the Sports Republic show comes your way, you already know Kizzy K is live. But I remain the only football player without a jersey. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. I'll see you. Keep it there to me. Safe.